Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Al-Farghani series here on the Lord Master channel. And I know some of you are thinking, why are we back on 910 AD? Well, you know that Berber commander who led the Al-Farghani dynasty? The courtiers, the military men, everybody that led to the journey west towards the lands that we know today as Morocco, all the way to Sijomasa? Well, I wanted to go back in time just to show you something. It's a little bit of an origin story, just to briefly before we go back to the present time of where we left off in this series. You know, that Berber commander I mentioned, Aghilas ibn Silya, in which I've been wondering, where did he come from? Like, did he come from North Africa, Sahara, or where? That is the curious question, and after I did a little bit of, not really research as much as, okay, go back to one of your save files of this game and find his mother. Where did he originally live? And I found out he originally came from Bilisma, which, mind you, this is during 910 AD, this save file here. That was during under the reign of Takun, which his reign was short. But during that time, that's where we found Silya. She is the mother of the Berber commander Aghilas. So she was just a low-born courtier, but so that's the first time that it was documented around that time. Because that was her education that was living there at the time. They didn't give her any sort of job. So that was from 910. And plus, Plus, she was about to leave court anyway. She did move somewhere else afterwards. Again, going through old save files, just looking for a particular year of when did he first served in the military. So go back to 912, no, 927. So in 927. During the reign of Khosrow the Stumber, he was 40, and that was when he took over Alexandria. But as you see in the list of Faris, he is not here. Where was he at this time? He was in Sirte, I believe. Yeah, there he is. I saw him. Yeah. During that time, after the Sogdians' conquest to Alexandria, which was, yes, that was when it was recently conquered during that episode, the completion of the Western Desert Campaign. And that time, he was living in Sirte. His mother died when he was 12. Correct? His birthday was September 9th. No. So he was turning 15 during that year. And mother died 2 years prior. So he was around 12, 13. So, yes, she died of natural causes. So that means that at some point in her life, it's like, yeah, was a fornicator, which we'll never know who the father was, but did have 2 children. But he was the one that has the diligent, patient, shy trait that we know him best. Was given a martial education, but he never had a guardian at that time. So we just assume he was left to his own devices. Nobody cared for him. Not even him, who was ruling that realm at that time. But already he had a desert warrior trait. And now we'll move forward a little bit in time to 936, because that is when the first time that Aghilas served under him. Served under Khosrow. Yes. Just look at Fari's list here. Yeah, there he is. He was already appointed marshal, and there was a good reason for that. And we mentioned before that He was never given a proper education, so he was already a tough soldier and desert warrior by then. But over time, he picked up logistic and organizer. And I forget how did we get him, other than it says forcibly recruited. So, which meant he was captured in action. And it wasn't during a war because we never fought for this territory. We raided it, so we assume he was captured in a raid. And that he was forcibly recruited after we said we're looking for recognized talent. And we found them. So, and based on that, forcibly recruited, which means, you know, what happens when you forcibly recruit, right? That's forcibly recruit for 10 years, in my opinion. And plus 1.47, so it meant he was already serving him under him for a few years. And he was never a good fighter during his younger years, though he improved over time. So it was during his early 20s we assumed that he was captured and then forcibly recruited, talking about his younger years. But that was when Kosovo was feeling poor. And of course, you know the rest of the story of that man. I mean, we'll go back to the present day now. Because the last couple of episodes you people saw under the reign of Gurak of how he left Alexandria and gone west. Sijamasa and the Berber commander played that role because of his skills and the mastery of desert warfare. So now we return to the present day, as he, right now, 65 years old, fought many wars, again, left Alexandria, even leaving Scylla behind. And too bad that and so the Oracle of Amun is no longer active because of the lack of Socratic folk traditions. But still, we're thankful for that time of how we allegedly say that the Oracle of Amun has told us about this prosperous land far in the west. Yeah. And we thought it was a myth. But him knowing the lands and the world around him, he confirmed that there was such a place existed, and that was Sijamasa. And how we went to this epic, legendary journey from the jumping off point from Zuwara through the desert, following the beaten path of the Trans-Saharan route, and then all the way to Adratimi, the oasis, which was then a tribal holding, and used that as a staging area for the conquest of Sijamasa, and the next couple of wars after that, in which he served with distinction, in addition to raiding, that we captured most of this land of the Maghreb. And now, here on the present day, the age of 65, but soon will be turning 66 in a few months, but his health is doing poor right now. He's got not long to live, but it is certain that he was, I mean, since, you know, he died when he was 12, so we understand that Mother originally came from Bilisma, which is still under Butr culture. Interesting, that building there, and I did not see that. The Amazigh. It's a grand and ancient temple and royal mausoleum of the Amazigh Numidian kings, built between 300 and 200 BC, near the time of King Massinissa and the earliest Roman context of Amazigh, North Africa. The Amazigh functions as a site of sacred pilgrimage and a final resting place of the ancient Amazigh kings, including of the independent kingdoms of Numidia. Wow. We didn't think much of that land. during the time when she was alive, but it's an active building. So we could say, hey, it's possible your ancestors may have been of that. You know it's obscure right now because, again, you were born out of wedlock, since we never found out who the father was. And remember, moved out, so he was born in 912, and we documented her around the year 910 during the reign of Takun. So we don't know if he was born there or as she was wandering, so it must have been born somewhere out there, because the mother eventually traveled to Sirte, where she died there while he was growing up there, and then captured by us, so to Alexandria and all that. And of course, you know that epic story of the journey west, which is something out of, how I compared it to the, the journey of those American settlers that went to the west, like the Oregon Trail and such, that I often compare to. But now, whenever he passes away, I'm definitely going to miss him. And I promise, and in future generations, there will be a child in our dynasty named after you. You are like our own national hero, but after all, he is a hard worker and a patient man. But he was a shy person, and he's never had friends, so despite his greatness in military matters, he was always a shy person. And he did have a bit of stress all the time, as he's reclusive. So again, I know I dedicated the first couple of minutes of this episode to this man. It's just I want you people to know about how much I appreciate this character. And it's not often in any video series that I've done in the history of Crusader Kings that I ever give thanks or a lot of credit to somebody who granted us victory. And if it weren't for him, we would have never been here. We would have never gone here. We could have been stuck in Alexandria. And who knows, be stuck in Egypt and Libya. But we had to go west just to get away from this Sultan under this reign of Jalal-ad-Din, who we all know that he was around for a long time. And who knows what the future could have gone. As well as due to the fears of Sahara and the Aghilas, who we're allied to, but we had to use intrigue just to get them on our side. But now our focus for here inside of this new realm is that we're about to get Fist under control, but there's a lot of things that's not fully under control. So a few episodes ago we called it a Wild West. Well, the West out here is still pretty wild with the lack of control, and no doubt there's corruption in these areas, which we'll have to stamp out. And at the same time, bring more of these West Sogdian settlers to the more developed territories, while we convert the areas that I control, especially where my son here, Son and Heir, controls, to Marbatism. And I am Shed Gurak the Impaler. Still feeling fine, focusing on medicine, which the first thing I'm going to get is scientific. And then we start working on all of this way first, because I have a problem with stress. And maybe when I get the whole body, if I manage to survive, maybe I should switch to a bit of a wealth focus, and maybe get golden aplomb far into the future, so we can make even more money. And again, another reason why did we move west? Because I am ambitious and I'm greedy. I want more prosperity. And we found it here. And then we went further. And then further. Especially there. And then I hear of rumors of possibility of newer prosperity in the islands. Where does it end, some would think? There's a special building over there. And further away, there's this island there, where there's a Levada network. The building's disabled because the decision of introduce sugarcane to there it hasn't been introduced there. Sugarcane, the industry. We'll think about conquering those lands as well, possibly for myself, especially over there. Those natives. We'll practice that native religion over there. Really? Even if we attack them, they're going to have a little bit of coastal advantage, so watch out. We'll get these further inland territories that leads up to the Strait of Gibraltar a little later. I mean, we can go and conquer them now, because we do have a sea zone that will connect to another. But I need the prestige. And what for? To add this xenophilic. This is just to make up for no longer having cosmopolitan. We'll have no negative opinion of other cultures ever again. Because we want to be the people that has religion blending and hospitable to foreigners. That's who we are as West Sogdians, to be distinct from the West Sogdians. Well, I'm a novice hunter, since I'll lose even more stress. But I have the money. But there's other alternatives. Compose a family epic. You'll gain this amount of prestige, but we can improve upon it. But first, let's make some money. Again, Amjar Aghilas. Never forget the name. I already told you the origin story that we found out. In a role-playing sense, we're kind of glad that he told us life story of where did he come from and where did his mother come from. So, even though it's a lowborn, but originated there, which, interesting enough, is a site of that grand and ancient temple and royal mausoleum of the Numidian kings of long ago. Heck, we may never know he is one of those descendants of these Numidians. You have an inspiration? Do you now? What do you want? Wants to forge a magnificent weapon. His skill is legendary and renowned throughout the world. Well then, how much? 210? Well, I guess I do want him here. I mean, he's going to be here. He's your court poet. And so he wrote some poetry, and he's like, I want to make a legendary... He wants to make a great weapon. For me. Because I'm the one who carries this dagger that was made for me long ago. Also, I forgot about this book. This masterwork book. Sultan Muhammad's Guide to Hunting. The original owner of that was from... It was made by a Greek, made for Malik Muhammad II Ibn Ahmed. But hey, reduces a little bit of stress. Stress gain reduction, I should say. It adds a little bit more prestige and prowess. Okay, put that over there. It doesn't increase the grandeur, but it's good to know that we still have that all this time. Now you must control... No, not Taza. Here is much easier. I should be able to help along with my attempt to befriend him by presenting a gift. Everybody loves gifts. This is not the time to be frugal. Don't want to come on strong. Plus, it's 100% guarantee of friendship. But it's too bad I can never befriend him. I tried once, but He refused, which is understandable because he's shy. And don't forget, he was one-legged. He lost it during our War of Independence. Good. Now, convert out here. This is another area that I have personal control of. We'll commission that epic next year. And plus, that poet isn't going to go anywhere. He still serves under me. After the epic, and then I will sponsor for a weapon that he's going to make for me. And only me. Remember that poet's name. Pin him. Yes, I know. I know that child was sickly and in a dungeon. Even if I did release, it wouldn't have been out of there in time. It'll take 15 years, but if we, again, we're trying to spread our culture to the more developed areas because, see this average development of West Sogdian counties, it'll go up a bit. And thanks to the control of the holy site out there, that would add more cultural fascination progress. So, yes, we made the right decision. As my eyes meet pretend as enough for what feels like the 20th time tonight, I know I'm not imagining things. Even from the other day at the end of the table. Her gaze feels as intense as the midday sun. She wants me, and I'm terrified of her. What about her husband, my son? Well, what am I to do? I cannot say. No, my heart remains pure. Secret troops reached Lydie. My daughter Roxana has copulated with my Faris Laurier. Such things cannot be accepted outside of marriage. You are my executioner. Still my lover. Wait a minute. Shut up. Sorry, I got a miss smoke. No longer my executioner? Well then, guess what? You're going to be the executioner again. Your crimes will be forgiven. You're out of prison. But as for you, despite your excellent martial skill, and you are the man of the siege, gosh, what would I do for you? Again, you're one of the better commanders, but I wish I could force you to break off this, Okay, as punishment, you will convert to my faith. Unusual. Yes, I know. She's thrown this house into turmoil. But it's forgiven. Because I'm willing to turn a blind eye on this one. Okay. We'll commission Epic once we have 245 gold. Increased workload. Digs have been pretty busy lately. I've been doing a lot of work, reviewing documents and signing them, thinking about what to do for my realm and so on. That's all I ever think about. A few people have told me that it's best to relax and take it easy. No, I must continue doing my work. Epic first, weapon second, and third, island. And also, gonna have a castle myself, and today I was given a grave news. My daughter Ronnie's has fallen ill with leprosy. Single too, so nobody's gonna have her now. While she might live for many years, her deformity will make her shunned and mistrusted. Even I cannot suppress my disgust at the thought of less crawling all over her skin. The decision wants to know how my daughter should be treated. Be cautious. Investments in Tudka, which we're trying to get that under control now. My lord, it's come to my attention that there's a rare opportunity to invest in Tudka. My wife, Sina, draws up the details for a business investment. It does indeed look as if the deal could benefit Tudga greatly if successful. We need more prestige. We need that tradition. This talk of local affairs is beneath me. You what? Create a disillusioned faction? You want to destroy the land that I have brought to prominence? Meanwhile, I was in town when I came by a silversmith's shop. He was excited to see me. He said he had just finished making a fine set of silverware, one fit only for someone like a great Ekshid, such as myself. He is willing to sell it for a good price. Judging by how luxurious the set looks, seems like a great deal. However, then again, do I really need more symbols of my wealth and influence? It is a small set after all. It would only be of use to me personally or for very small events. Prestige and a little bit of... a set of silverware that shows how elegant, fashionable, and snobby the owner is. Yeah, why not? I'm not in vain, I just like nice things. Start chart. Staying here. These are all prestige gains. Keep that around. May never know. May never know what you do with it. Good, now we get a little bit more homing taxes. Now we're gonna start making all that money again. There goes fella. What kind of name is that? Plus was sick with consumption, so that didn't help either. None of you were willing to pay up to... We cook on him. Nubian. Actually, I probably want to recruit you, but be of our faith as well. You might be of some use to us in the future. My Chancellor, John Nizamad, has worked hard to convince our neighboring realms and vassals that the peace treaty at Labda is flawed, illegitimate, and unfair to me. Once again, free to declare war upon me as I please. Good on you. Good. As I said, stick around. You might be of some use. But I think we should commission that epic right now. It'll cost you 100 to start, but you're going to be paying additional money to get one of those storytellers over here. So it's time to start composing. Oh my goodness. I should have saved up more. But there's always raiding. So what I need is a classical tale of the grandeur of my family. A song about the origins of the Al-Farghani dynasty and how we are destined for greatness. I'll need someone to tell the story. Ramtish, the accomplished storyteller. I'm spending a big amount of money, but it's going to make me stressed out, which is fine, because that's more income. So we're in debt, but there's some money in these parts. Whoa! Alright then. It's official. Where's our rating expert? Pekako. Start your raids. My family epic scenes are impressing one. Some lines already sound like they will be quoted for decades to come. But Ramtish has a lot of questions about the focus of the story. It would be easier to answer if he wrote it all first. Then I could tell him what I dislike about it, but he insists he needs answers now. Don't worry, I'll get you your money. Which again, how much is it? 210, okay. As much as I'd like to get more renown, but it should focus on me and my dynasty, of course. Gain more personal prestige when the epic is done. It is done. And there it is. Now you have the ability to build a grand mosque. All he needs is this large amount of money and obviously all the benefits it'll bring. Just like this one. Okay, he's on with the rating. Bastard, bastard, bastard. After learning that Aghilas would be guesting in the manor in the village of Tabagala, I realized there would be a perfect occasion to meet with them. By my request, I was seated next to him for the duration of dinner. We both had a great time. I was surprised at how much we had to talk about. By the time I left, it felt though we had known each other a lifetime already. Such a pleasant man. Again, I need more friends in my life. Perhaps I should befriend those within the realm, just to prevent, any kind of possible rebellion. So befriend your vassals. That would be most wise. Say, I feel like I am not worthy of the Exedia of Maghreb. Do other rulers doubt themselves? I doubt myself. I try to be a good and rational Ikshid, but my subjects always seem to adore the philosophies of others and never my own musings. Damn this universe for raising one's soul for such heights. Don't be that guy. I need to be alone to think about this. Although, if I do get stressed again, then it's likely going to be me spending on things. Because I'm greedy, you know? A daughter. Bingo. Any way faster to get us out of debt is good. And we need to save that money for, the next big thing. Ramtish is telling my vassal, Anjar Aguilo, about several exciting details he has discovered about my ancestors. Now I believe the part with the magical sword might be true, since it is fascinating to be sure, but does he not have a grand sword complete as for this particular antidote? For the prestige, it should be shared of all my vassals. The mayor's daughter. Next, and then after that, we'll go this way, and then we'll turn to Ja, and then that's that. Remember, we can't raid the island, but we can definitely conquer it, as I now have taken a bit of interest in controlling that land for myself. because the sugarcane industry sounds quite tempting. Court Imam's wife will not accept. But your child is going to be born in prison. Should be able to help along my attempt to befriend him. No. I got no money to spend. Okay, here's a reminder. 14 years is expected to be discovered. Now, scientific. Now, it'll take only 11 years. As I'm 60, gotta turn 71. Gonna be 71 by the time we have communal government, which will be able to do this thing here. Because all I care about is prosperity, damn it, because that's who he is. He was very ambitious to travel this far, but his thirst for conquest has not ended. I do not know whether to be relieved or disconcerted about the enthusiasm my friend Nabil shows after listening to the completed parts of my family epic. This telling is a wonderful moral, he claims. The Al-Farghani dynasty has always seen greatness when advised by clerics, and dark times when it has failed to heed that advice. Hope this is a lesson you will heed equally well. Piety and same faith tax. It's the other way around. Here's some more prestige. We'll gain some learning lifestyle. And some renown. Alright. Some renown. That's the Russian wife. Wife, as you drew your last breath of relief wash over me, perhaps should be ashamed, but in truth there was no love lost between us. Fine, farthest. Why am I happy that my wife died? Did we really not get along? Because I tend to forget. But you know, as good as you are, as you've been my faithful wife, is there anyone that has very high? Ding, ding, ding. Of course it's the Bedouin, but she's in a body. But regardless, why so high? It's because she's a gardener and an administrator. Higher stewardship. That's because of her culture being similar to ours of being caravaneers, where gain economic skills over time, such as stewardship or lifestyle traits. So, Bedouin people tend to have higher stewardship when they're wanderers. Look at the base, as compared to all the others. And the holy site of Nizwa, held by bodies, also helps. Now, don't forget she's shrewd too. So I wish to marry you now. Oh, you're a widow. For 5 years. Sorry for your loss, but hey. How about it? I only need it for increased stewardship skill. Because what I get from her, from energy domain, is fine. But there's always someone better. And plus it's to add up to the domain limit, which will open up the opportunity for the conquest of that island over there. We'll get these other two in the future. court grandeur is increased. Okay. Who wants to kill my wife? I'm pushed. I was about to say, but don't you already have a wife like that? Maybe I just like Bedouin women who are basically quote-unquote rich. My wife, Pambush Irene, seems to be the latest person to have listened to the excerpts of my family epic. Your great-great-grandfather was a fascinating, resourceful figure, she tells me. If we let it known to be that you are even as half as underhanded as he is, people would think twice before acting against you. Oh, you're talking about Muhammad? Muhammad of Saranika? Or we claim he was honorable and upstanding. Yeah, right. But he was virtuous. And he was a true Sunni Muslim. Unlike myself, where I just had to, be like that. But for the prestige, almost to 4,000. Which you still need some prestige left over, because if you're going to declare a conquest war over there, I mean, we'll be out of depth soon, so we'll check back in a moment. Hey, keep going. No time to slack off now. Grandson Gurak. Oh, good. We captured a landed character, so that means he'll be willing to pay a little more. Now, how about your wife, too? Now, check again. How much prestige would I be spending? Oh, okay. We'll be back. Don't you worry. The epic song of my family epic is finally complete, and Ramtish has a reason to be proud. My ancestors stand at its core as a shining example of what it means to be a ruler of our time, even if it drags on a few places, and a part with a magical sword is utterly ridiculous. Still, I'm proud to keep this in my family library for generations to enjoy and learn from. What a story history could tell. So there's your 150 prestige and 50 renown. The Ballad of Al-Farghani, which unfortunately only gives out the vassal opinion, so it seems rather useless, but still, we only did this for the prestige. I also need you here. Because, I don't know, I don't know about that. I don't want that man being lustful and he'll be looking at my daughters like they're his, well, I don't know. You know, there's words for it. So, you can leave now. Go out and do your own thing. Glad my court physicians treated you, so you'll recover. A court imam named Rabbi. Or is it Rabbi? Because he's Sindhi. It's Sindhi. So it would be Rabbi, not Rabbi. So 135 gold. Not too bad. But it's enough to get that inspiration made. We still want to forge that magnificent weapon, though he might leave the court, but... And another one wants to travel around Western Africa, where we are. Master by her peers. Okay, how much? 35. And for you, I can't sponsor it, because I don't have enough. We do have one new court artifact that we captured from the rings. Oh, this is a court artifact, not for me to use as a trinket. Okay. Put it here. Sorry I'm going to do this to you, but I found someone better. Someone better at their job. And is generous. And she knows the local language. I'm making her my primary spouse now. There you go. We got room for one more. And the island conquest will begin as soon as we have the available funds for it. And it'll almost be there. Hey, you got money in you? Well, I'm going to use the hook on you. So, Turan, please report to prison. As punishment for your transgression, you have to pay up your money. Or not, because I would have just ransomed it. 1 second. Can I not ransom my own child? I mean, you can't do that silly stuff. Oh, no, wait. You can banish, so you can take the money anyway off of it. Okay. So, as punishment, you must leave. While we appoint a new seneschal. Where is it? Here it is. We got a good man. Eek! My friend died and I just became stressed. Barely got it in, but hey, that means more income. You still here? Okay. I got the money, just for you to get to work. Kadir shakes his head before bowing deeply. It's both an honor and a privilege to forge you a weapon. He speaks in a dignified way, but there's a glimmer of excitement in his eyes that betrays his serious demeanor. Tell me, what is your preferred way of finding a weapon? I wish to forge you something that would suit you best. Huh. He's gonna make me a dagger. Can you make me a better dagger? As much as this dagger that I use has served me well, in terms of hostile scheme, and set the rally point over in Nasfi. So we'll be ready to set sail soon. Wait! Thank goodness. Now it's time to add this other thing. It'll take us 5 years. Xenophilic. Which again, this is just a makeup for no longer having cosmopolitan, which would give you 35% plus of culture acceptance gain. This one will give you 25. A different culture being listed and no negative opinion of other cultures in here. For all of us West Soviets. So we shall establish that tradition. And if you want to conquer that island, it'll cost you 150, so all the prestige gone. But please wait. There. Now we have a good enough income. All set. We'll begin our war next month. Oh, actually you should wait a little longer, because don't you know how much it costs to get on board before you land this island? So you have to do things yourself. Abu Ghazwa and Nizamada are among the most powerful vassals of my realm. I never know how to keep them happy, so they don't go around stirring up trouble. Perhaps fire is the way to go. Anyone would be pleased to have something made in their name one day, and I just have the right thing in the making. I should let my Faris Kadir know that I'm dedicating his masterpiece to my trustworthy vassal advisors. Then again, It is my artifact, so maybe I should just... How about to myself? Because I'm vicious after all. Still here? May want to save up a little more money. Again, we'll be moving a big body of troops over there. A local fisherman from Asfi, just when we were setting it there, Hazamadan has come before me, claiming to be able to cook an enchanted supper. Supposedly he catches dreamfish from a secret spot and performs strange rituals upon them. Then he serves their heads, each fish aspiring ecstatic visions for days after consumption. The fisherman wrings his hands and looks at me, eyes alight with greed and fear. Oh. Increase my learning by 5, as in permanently? You know... Reduce prestige cost. Other characters are more likely to accept when you demand conversion. Higher learning. Yeah. Either that or just have visions for the next 20 years. Or however. Oh! Okay. This ritual. You must teach it to me. You must teach it to me. You will teach it to me. And you will join as my loyal servant. Because you might be of some use around here. Again, he's a local Barani. So he reveals his secrets. You serve in the army now? There you go. That's permanent. Because when I look at you people, you should be converting to our religion, whether you like it or not. Because this is going to be the state religion here. And we don't judge you for these things, but it would be much preferable if you were to go it this way. That includes every single persons of Berber descent. You better. Then again, he's a young man. Wait a minute, who's this friend I'm befriending? What did you say? Oh, I already asked him. You'll be reasoned with a little later. Thank you. Good. Spread the faith around. I just see the most stubborn news. My Noxus rival, Galda, spreading false rumors about me, claiming that my desire earns trust, nothing but a cynical attack to exploit him. Preposterous. Nobody would believe such lies. So he's forced to spend prestige. You ain't gonna hinder those efforts. Four months to the next set of West Sogdian settlers to come here. A verdict of heaven. Ram Tish told me a vision from Allah. Apparently, he and I are divinely ordained to be friends. How advantageous. Despite me being a cynic, but we should tell about the vision. I wouldn't start the war till I have at least 100 gold. For the travel by ship. That's the reason. when we get on board. Now we should convert out here locally. My vassal, Daria, calls me. Well met, liege. I heard tell your patronage of Kadir, the weaponsmith, and says he's forging a dagger worthy of the Akshed. Please take this and give it to him. I wouldn't want to miss this chance to aid in the creation of a masterpiece. Poor Daria must have more money than she knows what to do with. How generous. Every little bit helps. My goodness, what is this? It's gonna be child number 5. Well, yeah, I just had a moment of silence for Gurak in remembrance. Yeah. 68. What's keeping you alive? Are you willing to are you ready to fight one last war this year? Because we heard about your origin story. She has no plans to leave yet, that's fine. Don't go anywhere, because in 2 months we will set sail, or we'll declare war in 2 months, but setting sail to get from one place to the other is another. My spies informed me about a hunter causing a ruckus at the local tavern. The man has been spending large amounts of gold and bragging loudly about a great deal he struck with a fancy lord and pearls and silk. Apparently he drew a map of the local desert for an unknown nobleman. The spies think the lord must be scheming against me or one of my subjects. I just picked that first option, which is thank you for letting me know, so I'll be more vigilant about this. Investment inquiry. With Pambushed Sharara, diligent administration of my household's finances. There is more gold at the end of this season than expected. How should I put best use, husband? Let's save it for now. Well, looks like we're going to be jumping ahead of time. 2 things. We're sending you for the adventure inspiration. Now, what is that? A character who has an adventure inspiration inspired to go on a grand adventure to bring you back an artifact. The artifacts gained from this inspiration can vary wildly and can be anything from a skull of a mighty beast to a stolen heirloom. And now we pay you additional. So it's based on prowess, diplomacy, and learning. The prowess is poor, or diplomacy is good, and learning is poor. But is said to be the master by her peers. So go for it. And now, let's conquer it, because I will want to control this for myself. Is commanding another army? What are you up to? Oh, allied with one of those. Oh, you're interfering in somebody else's. Okay, so he's not going to be there for the conquest. Well, in this case, you're the man for the job. Because you're the siege master. You're going to have to pay embarking fees, which we'll find out the final cost soon. It'll cost you 45 gold. It's your business, son. I don't know why you ask me for your approval. You're the man of your own domain. The time has come for me to depart upon my adventure, my action, my beneficiary, Shaharara. It's a kind of name. It's Shaharara. She bows as well as she can weigh down her heavy bags. Before I leave, please tell me, is there anything specific you want me to keep an eye peeled for my journey, during my journey? Well, as I will take a look at my court to see what am I lacking in. around here. I don't have any furniture. I don't have any wall ornaments. Or anything that would be displayed on a pedestal. Well, let me see. How about the tapestry or artwork that makes me wish that I was there, even though I live in Western Africa? The culture has now been spread here. Takes 9 years. And we got one more culture to promote. One more area. That's Fez. We gotta take it 9 years. Hey, wait a minute. No, never mind. I must be thinking of somebody else. Well, there's the problem. I thought they would be connected, but no, they're not. Or you just take it whatever's most convenient. No, this is the whole Canarian Sea. They brought mercenaries and they have bush hunters. Well, you're gonna have a hard time, man. It's D-Day for you. Lost their advantage. Getting killed out there. Fari's been maimed. That's my son. Oh my goodness. They're getting killed out there. It was close, but okay. We need to get back to the drawing board, as we'll be retreated all the way back to What the hell happened? I never seen anything like that. Although they brought mercenaries, which was more bush hunters. And who was that person that was killing all of us? Because my goodness. Badua. This woman warrior. It's like was wounded by her. And my son and heir was maimed by her. Another of ours got maimed by her. That is one dangerous woman. Although it does have an affected wound, I mean, nobody managed to wound her, so it must have been from some injury in the past. It was a close one, but again, they had the hills. And those bush hunters, they did have the advantage of hills. The light horsemen theirs don't do well on hills. My goodness, that's a disastrous expedition, if I ever seen one. We may have to call allies in for this. Hey. Oh, you'll be spinning along. Hey, If you aren't doing anything, sons, come help me. Because we have just did something that was very regrettable. And there'll be no doubt they will recover their losses. And they'll be ready for us again. I lost one of our men. You know what? Decrease the levy size a bit. Whatever you're doing with that war of yours, it needs to end. Hey, you're the one responsible. I mean, I understand you're all fighting a war and all that. But please get over here, because we have just humiliated ourselves. And we're going back all the way to Sijomasa, which will be there in 4 months. Anyways, let's move on with something else. The current generation of young men from Taza won their fame with bravery and strength while serving my armies and garrisons, defending the locals against bandits. They bring much honor to their families. Strong lads they have, and faster control growth, even though we will oh, maimed. Oh, son. He's missing an arm. Oh, son, I'm sorry. In our line of succession, that means my grandson, Gurak, who's just been educated. It'll be diplomacy. Cynicalism still runs down in the family. But the only difference is he's fickle, but vengeful. Oh, Irene died of leprosy. Hope you find peace. No, not my rival, but my dawn will do. Actually, I know who to name it after. You know who, because I made a promise that I will name it after him. Aghilas, that shall be your name. It's not a Sogdian name, but I only did this just to promise that I would name him after you. Greatest of our time. And there's another reason why because he's going for a war for this area. And he's gonna get it. See? He's on his way. And after these 7 months, hopefully he'll be served back in our army. Because clearly, you're not qualified for this. So what happened was a disaster. A stuff-up. If we lose this war, I'm gonna be paying a lot of money to these guys. That'd be a blemish on my record. My lord, my father there approaches me with a wide grin, sweat dripping down his forehead, and soot smeared across his face. I've toiled over the forge many days and nights, but finally my work is done. He presents me with an object wrapped in cloth. As I unveil what is hidden, with my eyes grow wide. A folded iron dagger, with masterful craftsmanship. It is plain and undecorated, yet still striking appearance. Much improved dagger. More prowess, more personal scheme power, and scheme success. Not hostile scheme, personal scheme. That's a good replacement. Now, get back to your post. A traveler claiming to be employed under my beneficiary, Sharara, is brought before me carrying a message of adventure. Fear not, my great lord, for Sharara is a good elf. I bring you news of the possibility of an even greater adventure. You see, Sharara took a wrong turn and is now near Mono. As traveling command unfurls a dirty map to show me where they ended up. She has enough funds to make it to West Africa, as planned. I suggest with some additional funding, she can chase up a local rumor and bring home a great artifact. If I were to disband that army now, it'll take us 4 months. But again, there's still time. We'll bring it back up, so... Life's an adventure. Explore the area for artifacts. We're gonna start making all that money again, okay? They're not going anywhere, so don't worry about it. And we know that it's gonna start ticking up at the time. Start working this way. A faster levy reinforcement rate, that's what we're trying to do here. But once we get out of debt, we'll finally reinforce some men-at-arms. I have arrived at Sidramasa to pay homage to you, glorious Akshid, as a show of my loyalty. I bring you rich gifts, wherever your majesty, as a token of goodwill and servitude. Ah, thank you. Parvin, come on in. I waited patiently on my throne for the Azak Parvin, who was soon announced and ushered before me. She kneels in deference, as attendants bring forth her gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken, and scribes regular pledges to serve the Al-Farghani Akshidia. As I've read the Azak, because I just noticed that next month, so it's like in the Slavic languages. So I better arise, confirm my satisfaction, and Parvin's rights to my lands rules my stead. So I gained some renown for this, as she is from that dynasty as well. She is my sister, after all. So I accept your generous gifts. Wonder how much is it for some mercenaries? The cheapest mercenaries is this one. Effective for hill combat. Because I ain't good leaving without those mercenaries. My culture has barely discovered Cassius Belli. Really? And we still don't have this? Well, we're currently exposed to it. I want that island. But we need money. There's some holding taxes for you. Our men-at-arms will still be fully reinforced, our income will start going up again. And remember, save up to 200 some odd gold. Hey, you can't join that alliance. They're the ones that hurt you. Don't you know a woman took your arm? Don't you feel humiliated? Well, my son is gonna die because of them. Oh, wait a minute, whose? She imprisoned her own husband. What kind of woman is she? You know, I believe she was a commander. Because, yeah, she was a commander during that first battle. Yes, indeed. She was there. In that faith hostility, that also had to advantage. So they were fighting like fanatics. Exploiting the timber of that area. And it kind of makes me wonder. they have equal succession. It's not because of the religion, it's because of the culture. That explains. Time's a ticking now because the Fenner controls war target. So, need a new plan, and fast. Since she imprisoned her husband, but the intrigue is low, we can't kill that one because we're at war already. Gurak. You got Alexandria back. How? Thought they conquered it off of you. Oh, no, I forgot. They took that title, not the... Yeah. I forgot. His brother-in-law took it off of it. He's gonna inherit everything. Hey, are you available? You're leading an army, aren't you? Tagazi, yes he is. He's leading an army, so that means he's not available. Damn it, if he were here, he would have known what to do. I mean, he's about to be 70 this year, which is amazing. It's because he's gone for another conquest war, that's why. Real question is, where's his army? Over there. He's going a long way round. So I see. Bandits on the road. My liege, Butr sends word. Servant exclaims, holding a letter. For 10 days and 10 nights, me and my party has been hiding. The bandit Lord Shinyobu set a blockade on the road we must travel. What do you advise? Caution, or shall we fight them, trusting Allah to keep us safe? Signed, Audrey. Seems quite in a predicament. No guts, no glory. Make them favor wasting my time. It's likely she'll get hurt, but regardless, she ain't gonna get hurt. She successfully drives off the bandits, but he's wounded. Slightly higher quality will be. Where are my sons? They're on their way to the sea. Tracks in the sand. I was traveling in a more arid part of my realm when we came across tracks in the sand. Before we could examine it, the wind blew around us for a brief moment, sweeping away the footprints. We traveled for a while longer and come across similar footprints. This time, before the wind could erase them, one of my lesser officials in covering me had enough time to recognize what it was, I was told. These are tracks of the Phoenix Fox, my lord. Lo and behold, up ahead, we saw a majestic but small, petite creature. It glared at us with its big, beady black eyes, flanked by its oversized ears before it scurried away. It's rare to see them out during the day. Usually they're easy to find at night. For the prestige. We don't have time to waste. Let's continue. The Phoenix are the smallest of the canid species in the world. Can be found in much of North Africa, and to a lesser extent, parts of the Middle East. They have a strong colored fur that are noticed for their large, furry ears, which are used to dissipate heat. They also have a number of other adaptations due to living in the desert regions they are native to, such as the ability to survive with very little water. Their name comes from the Arabic word for its species, fanak. And we still got time. So they're taking their ships out right now. So he's been taken prisoner. They're about to retake that territory, so that means the war will continue. That's his forces. Though small, but do not underestimate him. Sons, where are you? Don't go to that island. Oh Allah, how could you do this to Ruta? If I have sinned, why did you not punish me instead? He was blameless, my perfect son. Life's had so much in store for him. He did not deserve this. And it's all because of that warrior woman. She's responsible for this. She wounded my son and he never recovered from it. To be him. Again, we need to get in there. And we need to defeat her. Just because she doesn't have a good marshal, but hers a holy war, she'll defend that island to the death. She may be obese, but she has medicine focus. Not yet to the point of becoming more healthier. But feeling poor now. Life's never been easy, but it feels like the loss of my son Ruth has pushed me over the edge. I still remember as a baby, so tiny, so fragile. Despite that, he survived growing older until now when he suddenly stopped. I had so many hopes for his future, so many things I wish to see which can now never come to pass. This pain is far too raw. I need something to numb it. I'm gonna start doing like what my son did. Now I'm dependent on the consumption of pleasures to deal with the stress of everyday life. There goes my benefits. But don't worry, feeling fine. I'll be taking days from now. Two years. But don't do it right now. Save it whenever you're getting too close to the next level of stress. As I will look at you, men. Yes? Anatomical expert. It's my daughter and my Alama. As I wander around my court, I hear familiar mutterings of my courtiers making merry and debating their role in the Al-Farghani exedia. To my surprise, however, I hear my daughter Roxana making conversation with my friend Nabil about the nature of healing and medicine. She is remarkably familiar with the workings of the human body. Upon noticing my approach, she turns to me and invites me to join the conversation. You don't spend all your days cutting men without learning a thing or two about the workings of Allah's own creation, she says, after describing a method using leeches to purge corruption from infected ones. It would seem Roxana is using her expertise in human anatomy to help the locals of Sijomasa and has become a bit of a local healer and midwife. She's also confessed to having medical confess to providing medical care for the lowlifes in my dungeon. Development progress will jump up big. Wow. So continue serving the sick and needy in Sijomasa. She's going to be a renowned she is a renowned physician now. So, good work. And she'll be nicknamed Allah's Mercy. And she's still my executioner, so that nickname is ironic in it itself. Finish whatever you are doing. I need you here. If you don't get it done now, you'll never accomplish it. It's all because you wanted this area, which is this way. I mean, I wish I could go join your war, but still. I mean, he does have the money to provide it. I wonder what if. Like, how about we attack this, and this will make his war null and void. And then we can bring him over, so we can go fight for that island. And I will not end. I will not sleep until that island is ours. And ours only. Again, it's an isolated holding. And he doesn't have much troops left, so he's no threat. So maybe I should declare war on him, just to cancel his own war, and bring him to my army, because that war for the Island of Madeira, that island must be conquered. I will not give up. I will not surrender to those warriors. They killed my son, and we want vengeance. And it shows how fragile I am for such things. That is it. Your war ends right now. Alright? Get over here. I need you here right now. And it seems you have gotten better since the last time we worked together. After all, you are a strategist and gallant. You are the greatest commander that everyone's ever known, but this is going to be your last war. Your last real war. Because we tried to take that island, in case you didn't hear the news. We led a disastrous expedition. And now, that island over there must be conquered. And if we can't conquer it, no one can. But you have conquered many things. And they say that island is unconquerable. But now, keep in mind, the land is hills. So you're not at all familiar with that kind of terrain. But you're the greatest commander that the world has ever known. Especially your ability to never back down. You'll have all the advantage that it can have, thanks to his martial skill. And we are still wondering where our sons are located. No doubt it's going to take them months to get here, but we cannot wait. Time is running out. Again, he will not live past by the time I will give him another chance to befriend him. So gather up. We don't need mercenaries. We need skilled commanders. Because our last guy, he didn't do well. But I can tell you this. However, we did come close to... There were 300 left standing on fighting condition when we fought against those islanders. So I believe if your advantage, you can negate this. And we can defeat them. And we will. Anyone who says otherwise are liars. You hear me? Liars. I'm an ambitious man, and I want that island conquered. And you will conquer that island. I cannot wait for my sons, despite calling for reinforcements, but... Remember this? Again, my son came back, he was never the same, and then he died in Marrakesh from his wounds. And one of our other great fighting men also got killed. So, let's just hope that this will not be your last battle. And you better keep that axe ready. Because those islanders are fierce warriors. So we'll hear it from you again in 50 odd days. Remember, if this island is not conquered, no one can conquer it. Not even us. Whereas they're conquerable. As for them, they got mercenaries. And that alliance, through that. I mean, it's nice to know you're married to a woman who's from that island, so basically we heard some things about it. But, Gurak, it's your life. And you serve my army. If you die, Zartosht is going to take over. Oh gosh, do I want him? I kind of don't want him selling. Chunak here. How much it'll cost? 55, so... Yeah, it'll do. You're in the army now? Gurak. No, that's my son, Gurak. What about grandson, Gurak? I'm forbidding you. Because I don't want you killed. Yeah, I'm forbidding you because this is for your own good. You are the future of this realm. Now, hold on. Try again. 4 months! I need these 2 fighting men over here. God dang it. More delays. But nevertheless, this will give some time for reinforcements to get here if they wish. And as for them, don't worry about it. There's only 21 of them out there. They're not going to make much of a difference. We'll have them dealt with. So now we have a delay. A 3-month delay. There's still time. Do not fret. We need all the good, capable fighting men we can get. 1 more month, and then we'll be ready to embark, set sail to that deadly island. And once we defeat the army, then they can be conquered. And that island as well. What took you 2 guys so long to gather everything of what you need for your travels? Some of you may not return. I want you to think about that in your conscience. 5,002. It's 5,000 of us, and then there's 2 more. Those 2 guys. Chunak and... okay. And I forbidden my grandson to fight because I don't want him to get killed. Because I fear for him. Especially now that you're married to that island, which I find it rather suspicious. But it's your life. I'm not going to judge you for it. But at least you'll follow my example. Because maybe one day, you'll be a great ruler too. Now, 52 days. We'll land there. Cost you 50 gold for this. Remember, this is your last war. A few more levies that are gathering up right before we leave. Off we go. Some of them may not return. You know, they're gonna die. And there's F all you and I can do about it. In the meantime, she's in Africa somewhere. So there's still time, and again, they're beatable. We nearly defeated them. It's just they bested us. But I know, with him under the command, we'll never look back. Even though we will not have the advantage in a desert, and drylands, and all that, it's all hills. It's a hilly island. And what are we fighting for? Sugar? My lord, a message from your adventurers. So it says, handing me a scroll. My search has led me to the drylands of Gondo. They are notoriously wolf-infested, but I have a good reason to think that my goal is near. I expect my return soon. Where are you? Gondo? Sub-Saharan Africa. Gondo's down there. She is surely ambitious to choose such risky path. By Allah, I hope she doesn't have to fight one. She slaughters a charging wolf, slightly higher quality. Keyword might be. It's going to be a good artifact or whatever it is. I asked for, what was this thing I asked for? Tapestry, I believe. Oh, I don't like the sign of this. It's probably when it's the same thing. And that woman is here. Still there. The antiquarian. She may be club-footed, but that ain't gonna stop her. And how about 10 here? Oxwansrafu. I guess that's their word for warrior. But again, she's sadistic. She's sadistic, which means she will have no mercy. And she is athletic. She doesn't carry a personal weapon. And she is a friend of the ruler, the holy warrior. And a rival is actually the one who's married to my grandson. Oh, interesting. Well. I don't know. I was about to say, I guess now you know why you see something in that woman after all. But the real question is, can we do it? If we can't conquer that island, no one can. Remember that. If we lose one more major battle, that's it. It'll take too much time to gather. The armies of my other sons, who have now landed inland, is going to have to wait, so they might be the last reserves. So, are you ready? Ready for one last battle, Aghilas, because you may not return. You might get killed. Because again, these people will have no mercy. We should disembark. We have our advantage. Their advantage is 54. Faith, hostility, hills, coastal advantage, controlled defender advantage, unreformed peg combat advantage, doubts, megalithic constructions, all of that plays into factors. Being countered by bush hunters. Now that again, so we're taking high casualties already. We wounded one of theirs. Again, we have the numbers, but the rolls aren't good. Oh god, it's her again. Maimed one of my men. Again, we had a close fight before. Aghilas Barani's. So those are the mercenary bands. These are Aghilas Barivan of Lisbon. Those are the mercenaries that she hired to help along with that. We may look like we're being routed, but we're gonna continue to use our numbers against her. Just keep going. We got him. We got her. We're gonna get her. Keep fighting. We cannot lose to these barbarians. Made back. Got it. We finally defeated them. Ah! There you go. We maimed that man. So I guess that's a female warrior, and Al-Farghani is... I mean, he was there too, right? Other place. Yeah, he was one of theirs. So he was one amongst the fighters there. And so was she. So, we maimed the big man. Disfigured him. That's what the main part was. That island will be mine. And I want you to have that honor to capture that island. Don't need to bring a siege master for this. And now, my lord, the beneficiary, Sharara rounds her arrival's surprisingly loud voice. She proudly holds up a package securely wrapped in cloth. I returned from Africa with an artifact from my journey. I take the bulky bundle into my hands and loosen the cords before peeling layer after layer of fabric. Inside is a tapestry. She puffs her chest as she weaves me a tale about her traveling companion, who was a master tailor. Their shared adventure and inspired chosen motifs in this tapestry. Illustrious Lord ornament. Large ornament. A large semi tapestry, a masterful craftsman. A beautiful garden is depicted on the cloth. The grass is green, flowers grow colorful and luxuriant, and the trees laden with fruits seem to reach the sky. This is magnificent. I'll put that in my court right away. You know what? Put that behind me. And we'll put this dynasty banner over there instead. Now look closely. This is Exid Gurak's tapestry. Have a good look, ladies and gentlemen, viewers. Anyways. Now I'm feeling relieved. We avenged my son. who died at the hands of those people. And we'll hold court as soon as this war is over. Don't forget about that area. Captured son and heir. Since you're the one that hired mercenaries, you must pay a lot of money. Anyone else? Woman, not a man. So, now, we want you to head there and conquer that too. This is the quickest way. Because we might as well finish that war that you started as well. That's only just to get him back over here. That was the excuse. I mean, I had no quarrel with him. But if he's alive by then, I'll be happy to give him another piece of land. Be more than happy to. Growing debauchery. Safe in sigil masses of all needs provided for. My son, Gurak. Has shown little cleverity to do anything but spend his days secluded in some corner, spaced out on an endless supply of hashish cakes. Sheesh cakes. Foreign envoys begin to take notice of his behavior, and I can't help but wonder what rumors are being whispered about him in distant courts. Well, you're about to be betrothed, and this is for the future alliance, as she is the daughter of the ruler. Oh, wait a minute, who's running what? I don't know. Tend to forget. Sus. You know, since I want that island for myself, and I never really cared about holding here. But, you know what? I'll give him. He just needs some responsibility. Something important to look after. I mean, he's the heir of Tudga, but I'll be sure to give him a little bit of territory. So here, have that. Now he's not the heir to that land now, so I give him this instead. And instead he is taking it on that. So I will soon have personal control over that island. Special baklava. The baklava merchant I usually go to says he has a few special types of baklava available for sale, if I'm willing to pay more. Baklava with sweet cheese, baklava with spiced cinnamon and cloves, baklava topped with berry slices. I know he's trying to entice me to buy some when he says these special types won't impress any guest levels, but he has a point. They do look delicious. You know what? Baklava spiced with cinnamon and cloves sounds good to me. This is for 1 year. Just a small health boost and everything. Okay, thank you for your payment. Get this, please, for the love of the greatest. This war took us 3 years after 2 battles. One disastrous and one of vengeance. A lot of our men. In fact, during that second battle, how many of our men died? Over 600 men died for this, and we had to best them. And now you no longer rule these islands anymore. The island is mine, and mine alone. And yes, we can have this decision, but that's only if you have the money for this. And also, that's not going to be until high medieval. Well, never mind then, but still. There are some other things you could do with that, now that you're there. And who is going to be the heir of this island? That would be my youngest, Aghilas. We're going to send my son to govern that island when I pass. Holding taxes is good. That's another reason why I desired it. It's the island of timber. Madeira is so thick with trees that some parts of it are virtually impenetrable to humans. There is much timber to be found there for any human seeking to exploit it. And you need 500 gold to turn this to a castle holding. And thank you for helping me out with this. Contemplating whether to share something with my wife the next time by ourselves, away from the seniors. The things I've learned about a lot will be of great interest to her. I don't know, things are better left in darkness. Thank you. And who's gonna have Tudga? Khosrow. Go defeat their army. I don't think I ever gave him much control at all. No, it's this one you missed out on. Exotic arms. Along with their strange goods, merchants bring tall tales of distant lands, unverifiable, full of wonder. A group of Butr peddlers brought Khazar objects, said to have come from a faraway court of the great ruler Kagan Tarmach, second of Hazarstan, no less. Yudva, the leading trader, grins darkly. This unique axe could be yours, for a special price, of course, great axe sheep. Likely yarn indeed, if only it's some way to verify the hawker's story. God blast it. Watch right out of you. You're getting awfully close to that again. Stop that. We're gonna make him run. All the way over there. Again, he's the organizer. Will this be his last war? This one? The one that he started and we're gonna finish that for him? That's against my guest. No men at arms, all ladies. Captured the sun. That would have been the end of the war right there if we had taken that objective early on. He reached the max as well. So go get it. Well, since it's going to be easier from then on out. Get full control of that island. As I said, it's mine now. Now send in the Siege Master. I might as well control that territory, this part of the corridor here. It's not geographically significant to us other than this castle will make another good obstacle on the way to Sijomasa. Mind and body. The further I delve into my studies, the more apparent the link between mind and body becomes. Too much worry can make you sick, and mine is no longer its vessel. My wise friend Ramtish journals his worries and swears he eases mine. I've read about the benefits of vigorous movement to serve frayed nerves. Perhaps I should go for a run. I do not feel relaxed, but I do get stronger. I've got that exercise. An attempt on my life. I'm out on a boat in the harbor of Madeira. Of course, because I had that strong desire for that island. I'm out on a boat in the harbor of Madeira, when suddenly a flaming arrow soars across sky toward us. It missed by the boat's, it missed above by a hair's breadth. As I leaned down and see it fizzle out in the cold ocean water, I catch a distinct smell coming from the wood of the boat. Greek fire. This was the attempt of my life. Undoubtedly the work of that evil boar. You. I'll make him regret this. We'll deal with you soon. Which will happen in the next episode, because I'm going to end this episode as soon as we take this over. And I will grant that land to Aghilas. Because he earned it. For the second time. Oh, my sister Upach died of leper. I'll deal with the stress soon. Come on, hurry up. Oh gosh, are we cursed? That's the third person with leprosy. One of my sister, my wife, and now her. Or she always had leprosy and I didn't pay attention too much about that. No, that was her that she had leprosy. Oh. Oh dear. Not even a baklava can save me. Here. You earned it. This is yours. It's gonna make me greedy and ambitious for this. But I don't care anymore. So now, we will end the episode on that note. That was one of the hard episodes for me. But we still got much more work to do. Regarding, I mean, you got yours and all that. And you are making much more money than usual. And you now, and since you had that strong desire to get that island, and I want to turn this into a castle, so we need to start saving our money on that. So that's going to be our next big project. Investment on that island. After you convert this, convert that island as well. So, we hope you people have enjoyed this very, very tumultuous episode. If tumultuous is the right word, there's words for it. And I'm sure we'll soon get the rest of these lands that did your part of all this. And eventually conquer those islands too, but they'll be much easier. And have to be given to somebody else. And all that and more. We'll see you in the next episode. And until then, so long for now.